Rachel McDuffie for the people.
And Your Honor, may it please this honorable court, my name is Bradley Friedman. I appear on behalf of Sharonda Griffin.
Thank you. Permission. Nope, I don't need to say any of that. Ms. Griffin, please state your name.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I'm Sharonda Griffin.
Thank you. All right. We're here for sentencing today on these 1, 2, 3, 4 cases. 3 cases. 4 cases. Wait, let me understand something. I think that's what the problem is. You filed appearances on 3 of these cases.
I didn't realize there were 4, Your Honor. I only thought there were 3.
Okay.
I can file an appearance on the 4th. Ms. Griffin has retained me to represent her on all these matters.
All right, thank you. All right. Have you had a chance to go over today's day and time schedule for precedents for the sentencing in this particular case? Have you had a chance to go over the report with her?
I have, Your Honor.
Are you prepared to proceed today?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Any corrections, additions, or deletions to the report?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. McDuffie?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is heartbreaking. This is, I know our last case was sad. I don't know why I'm getting this worked up about it. It's not even my case. I mean, it's not me. Here's why this is so sad. Miss Griffin, her violation of probation is for a case that was so long ago. I don't remember if that was from the late 90s or something. Miss Griffin came into the criminal justice system, I think, with one of those original opportunities to sort of change her life, to not end up like this, to get, and this is one of the longest PSIs we've ever had. To see how so much has just spiraled, and alcohol seems to be at the root of almost every single one of these cases. Miss Griffin was in tears when she finally entered the plea on one of the cases in our court, which started in our court, which were driving with a high BAC with her, it was a .284, with her 2-year-old son in the car. I can't imagine what was going through her mind then and now. And to just see that she then tried to run away from all her problems, cut multiple tethers off, and just accumulated more and more. And now she's looking at prison time. I don't know what did not happen where Miss Griffin wasn't able to just get a hold of this. And it's not even just this state. What we have here before us today is enough. It hurts my heart to see. I don't want to say somebody's life thrown away. I'm glad that that baby is okay from the incident that she pled on. But his life is going to be changed forever too, with his mom sitting where she is and eventually, potentially, in a different facility. Miss Griffin, I apologize for not holding myself together today. But I truly hate to see this, but I will tell you, your life is not over, ma'am. As emotional as even I am as a prosecutor, this is not the end of your life. And even though you may have to end up sitting for some time with all of these offenses, misdemeanors and felonies stacked up, you can still take this opportunity to make a new life for yourself. But making that new life for yourself is not about where you are, it's about who you are inside of here. It's about getting control of your substance abuse problem. Please engage in anything and everything that's available to you. Do it for yourself. Do it for your son. Do it for your family.
No.
These offenses are what you did. They don't have to be who you are. Please make every effort that you can to save your life and then turn it around for your sake and his. And I apologize to the court.
No apologies needed. Mr. Freeman?
Ms. Griffin, yes.
Mr. Freeman, you go first, please.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, obviously, the assistant prosecutor has said more and knows more about this case than I possibly could. I could only tell the court how I came to be involved in this case. I was contacted by Miss Griffin's husband, who's almost completely disabled because of a severe car accident he was involved in. He's now the sole caregiver for her 4-year-old and 1-year-old child. And he's struggling mightily physically to take care of them, getting them to and from school, daycare, their activities, going to his own physical therapy that's necessary on almost a daily basis. This is a very, very difficult situation. And I know this is a very difficult situation for the court. Your Honor, I would just note that this is a probation from 1998. That's the year I graduated high school.
No, that's the felony.
I know, but that's what she was on Tether. Oh, right. She has the OWI also.
She has 4 cases. She
Right.
has OWI and cutting off her tether 2 times.
I know. And I think that, and I might be wrong, but the tether was placed based on bond violations for the or probation violations maybe for the 1998 case. I want the court to understand that I do believe that my client, although she's now been sitting in jail since the beginning of June, is in a place now where she can have a more profound understanding of the effect that she's had on her children's lives and on her life. 3 months, albeit it's not 5 years or whatever the recommendation is in circuit court, it's a significant amount of time in jail. I would note that during that period of time, she's been engaged in MRT. She's scheduled to graduate and finish MRT this week. She's also received 3 good time cards. She's doing whatever she can to make use of her time in jail. I spoke to Judge Conlon relative to the circuit court case. I convinced him not to enter a sentencing order or not to sentence her last week when we appeared in front of him, and instead give me the opportunity to plead to you in this court to see if you would possibly consider any situation where you would put her on court supervision. I'm sincerely hoping that you would consider that. I know that there was a recommendation for her to enter into another program in the jail, but I know they also have an intensive inpatient treatment. I don't know if she needs to have private insurance to get into that program, but I would know that I think that my client has, certainly she's an alcoholic, that's clear, and she has severe problems with alcohol, but she also has a diagnosis for bipolar and depression. And I know, Your Honor, this is my first time appearing in front of you, but you undoubtedly know, just by your experience, even just on the bench, that alcohol and mental illness is a major, major issue in the criminal justice system. I'm just saying that I'm hoping that the court will, instead of just telling my client that because of cutting off her tether and ignoring court orders in the past, that she's destined just to go to prison on Judge Conlon's circuit court order. I'm hoping that you don't just give her jail time on this case and let Judge Conlon, or have Judge Conlon with no other choice really than to send her to prison on his case. I'm really, really hoping, and I know Ms. Griffin wants to speak to you on this herself. I don't want to tread too much in what she wants to say, but she's got nothing left but to throw herself at the mercy of the court and to see if the court's willing to give her one more opportunity, because she's had several, to give her any chance at not going to prison, a chance at possibly getting back to her children and helping her husband sometime relatively soon. She's willing to do whatever it takes. And I think she's really honestly at a point. And obviously, I'm not going to speak for her. I want Your Honor to ask her to speak in her own words. But I think she's at a point now where she's really conceding to her issues, both the alcoholism and the mental health. And she's really ready to aggressively approach them and appreciate that they're going to be parts of her life, probably for the rest of her life. And these are demons that she has to battle forever. But she hasn't been in a position, at least as far as I know, up until now, that she was able to have any community support for the alcohol and the mental health. I know since she's been in jail, she's been on psych meds. She's been seeing the doctors and nurses, and she's trying to deal with her mental health issues. I'm just asking the court to allow her to be on monitoring with Your Honor, put her in inpatient treatment. I don't know if it's Naomi's Nest or if there's any other place where you can send her to, but she's asking for one more opportunity to try and deal with her demons and face her demons, with the hope that, again, like I said, she can get back to her family and her children, and they can, she'll be able to be a good mother and a good wife, because before she deals with her issues and her problems, she's not going to be able to do that. And I would just assert, Your Honor, the last thing I'll say is this: she's not going to get the help she needs in prison. So I'm really hoping that you'll give her this one last opportunity. And I'm not asking you to make her probation light in any sort of way. I'm just asking you to set it up in a way. I don't know if there's a sobriety court or anything, but I'm asking you to give her one more opportunity.
Before I listen to your client, I have a number of concerns based on what you just said. One is, even if I gave her 1 year in jail, it doesn't mean the judge has to send her to prison. Why can't he just do 1 year in jail? I don't understand that concept. Having done this work for almost 30 years before becoming a judge, I don't understand what your argument is. I don't understand how that works.
My argument is that if Your Honor would give her a structured sentence, which requires that she go into inpatient treatment, that she receive significant mental health treatment. If there's a place for inpatient that has a dual diagnosis program, that she go into that you place her on.
I understand what your request is. I'm trying to understand how you're making the argument that if I gave her 1 year, she therefore had to go to prison.
No, I'm not asking you to give her any prison time at any jail time.
I know you're not. But what you're saying to me is, if I give her jail time, therefore she automatically goes to prison, and I don't agree with that statement.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that at the district court level, I believe you have an opportunity to give her more of a hands-on approach in terms of your sentencing and her being on probation, much more so than I think the circuit court would be willing to do, or frankly, would have docket time to do. I'm asking you to put her in a program, and I apologize. I'm not fully familiar with what sorts of dual diagnosis programs.
No, I understand. I understand that part of your argument.
But that's why I'm just saying, in my conversation with Judge Conlon, I indicated to him that I was hoping that if you structured such a sentencing, that he'd be willing to sort of ride along with it. Not that he would dismiss her case. He would still be holding the prison time over her head, but that he would ride along with whatever sentence Your Honor would come forward with. And obviously, if she screws up for you, she screws up for him too. And she still has to do the full extent of prison time that he has available to him in her
What are her
sentence.
sentencing guidelines on the prison case, on the felony case?
Your Honor, I don't have that file in front of me. I'm sorry. I don't know what the full extent of her guidelines are. I do know that the recommendation indicated in the pre-sentence report for this case, and I know the probation officer might be able to speak to that better than me, but it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 years in prison.
I know that's what they said they were going to be recommending, but I wanted to understand the actual guidelines to see what the court's options truly were based on the guidelines.
I can tell you that the underlying offense was unlawfully driving away an automobile.
The other issue I have, your argument is that essentially I shouldn't punish her for something that she did in the past. I'm not looking at what she did in 1998. I'm looking at what she did in 2022 and 2023. I mean, at those particular points in times when she made those choices, she already had the issues that you're presenting to me today already ongoing. She already knew that her husband was disabled. She already knew that she had children because she was driving in the car with the children in the car at the time. Now, I say all that with the understanding that I know that substance use is a disorder. It is a disease, and she was suffering from that disease. But I have never seen anyone who has taken every opportunity they've been given and immediately throw it away. She cut off every tether to send a clear signal to every court that she does not care. And so today, because she's been sitting in jail for a while, you want me to say, give her another chance, but I'm not feeling that. So I'm going to hear from her, see what she has to say, and see if she can convince me otherwise, because right now, all I see is someone who has dual diagnosis issues, understood, I see that a lot, but not that just those issues. They were not given one, but two opportunities to show the court that they could, in fact, comply with bond conditions or do something to try to help themselves. And they basically said, I'm going to punch you in the face with that opportunity that you gave me and cut off your tether. And some of them, we don't even know where they are. What do you have to say, Ms. Griffin?
Ma'am, Your Honor, first, I just want to apologize to you, the courts, to Ms. McDuffie, to everyone involved in this case. I understand completely what you're saying. I don't want the court to think I don't have no respect or, I know the way it looks. But I know the way it looks. I really want help, Your Honor. I really want help. I really want help. I've been getting help with my mental illness that I've been suffering with since childhood. I've been getting help with that. I've been clean and full.
I didn't catch the last part of what you just said, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I was just saying that I'm sorry. I've been getting help as far as my mental health. I've been seeing the counselors and I've been in my MRT classes and everything, and I've been seeing the psychiatrist, and they've been regulating my meds as far as my mental health has been going. As far as my addiction, I do want help. Like, it's hard. It's hard. Definitely to try to do it by myself. It's hard. And I do want the help, and I see all of that now. I see all of that, and I feel like, I was messed up then. I was messed up then. I was going through a lot, not making excuses, but I lost my mom, my dad, and it was just like I was taking care of my kids, my adult children, and then I had my little babies. And then my husband got in his accident in 2023, and that's what disabled him. And being in jail, I've had to sit and even dealing with the classes. Well, with the classes, I've done a lot of work looking back and evaluating my life and seeing that. I need help. I need help. I do, and I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to be away from my babies. I would have to, I need to be there for them and my husband as well. But I know I need to get myself together as well. I just need another chance. I know how it looks, Your Honor. And I apologize to you and to Judge Conlon and Ms. McDuffie, I'm sorry, the prosecutor, the probation department, and everybody. I just need help. I just need help. I want to be here for my babies. I've been away from them now, and I'm not making no excuse because I probably, it's not a probably. I know I deserve it to, be where I am right now. But I feel like I'm working on it, and I want to work on it. I want to get better, to give my little babies a second chance, to be a better mom to them than I was, even to my adult children. I want to be a better person for myself. And I want to prove to you and to the other judge, to Mr. Conlon, your Judge Conlon, to Ms. McDuffie, to the probation department, to my kids, even to Mr. Friedman, that, I can do this. I can do this. And I'm ready to change. I didn't have any hope at first. I'm sorry, I don't want to take too much of the court's time. But I do really, genuinely, from my heart, apologize, and I beg for mercy from the court.
And when you were given the tethers, can you tell me what was going through your mind when you decided you're going to cut those off?
Well, ma'am, one of the times I was pregnant and my ankle swelled up. One time I was just completely out of my mind, and I don't know if it was my because I wasn't on my psych meds, and then there was a lot of alcohol and stuff involved, and so but another time it was due to medical reasons, because I do have a seizure disorder and I went in cardiac arrest, and I have heart problems, and then I have swelling. I had a lot of fluid on my body, and yes, ma'am. But the other time, I can't make any excuse for it. I can't. It was just my addiction and my mental health. It definitely was. Yes, ma'am. And I knew the consequences. I know now. I would never, It's so, as clear-minded and stuff as I am now, and I've been doing a lot of, even reconnecting with my spirituality and everything like that, and just evaluating my life and stuff. I would never have done that. I don't. I knew it was definitely like Mr. Friedman made it to the point with it was like demons. It was like a dark cloud, a dark period of my life. And it's been there for so long, and I just really need help. I really want the help. And I'm really, I'm taking as many steps, and I will do whatever I have to do. I want to prove it to, everyone, to you guys and my children as well. I want to get my little babies at home, a second chance to get to know mom, to know who I am without alcohol, without it's hanging over my head. I don't want to put them through this. It hurt my heart when got in trouble with my 2-year-old son. He's 4 now. He's 4 now. And then I have a 1-year-old that I hold too, and I don't ever want them to. I was just really messed up. I was. And I really want to prove it to them and to you guys as well as to myself. I don't want to go to prison, ma'am. I want another chance. I want to prove it to everybody that I can do it.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. Anything else from you, Ms. McDuffie, before I impose sentence?
Your Honor, I'm not aware of any sort of potential preliminary COPS conversations that might have happened with Judge Conlon in circuit court regarding her prison time. All I see is that that's what the agent was looking at. So I can't really speak to that. I don't take any position on Miss Griffin keeps saying she needs help. We know, we believe her. We clearly she needs help. I think the trouble that we're looking at here is that it wasn't just that she said she's not making excuses, and ultimately it was her addiction, mental health problems. But regardless of the circumstances of what led up to her cutting off both of those tethers both times when she was already in violation status, she didn't contact community corrections to report those issues. She absconded, right? So it wasn't that, hey, I need help with this. It doesn't fit well. It's causing me pain. Can you adjust it? It was cutting them off and being out MIA and disconnecting from the court to try to run away from these cases and these issues. And I don't know how we can send her. Of course she needs treatment. Of course she needs long-term treatment. But how can we send her somewhere with a tether to make sure she stays there when she doesn't yet have the skill set to not do that again? When all we can do when we trust somebody to be out of custody is to have a tether and basically obey those conditions so that we can track them and so that we know where they are. And if you've proven repeatedly that you will cut it off, and you're in such a situation right now where you need so much help, I don't know that Ms. Griffin is going to be able to keep another tether on. And I don't have these other offenses in Mississippi and Tennessee, I think. I don't even know what the timing was for those. I'm truly concerned about her absconding again, and that's in or out of state. So I don't disagree with counsel that she clearly needs treatment, but I feel like we're in a difficult position on trying to figure out how to deliver that in a secure way. That's all.
All right. So, Mr. Friedman, since the defense gets last, I'll give you one very brief opportunity to respond.
I'll be very brief, Your Honor, and I would just say, what's the alternative? Just wash your hands of Ms. Griffin. Judge Conlon does the same. She goes to prison for 5 years, comes back out, receives no treatment whatsoever. I don't see that as being the right result in this case. Again, I would just say to the court, I know she's violated. I know she cut off her tether. I don't think either time she was under court supervision on probation. I think both times
she was on court supervision.
I thought that was for bond. No,
one time for certain she was on probation.
Okay. I would just say, if there's anything the court knows of, and the court's going to be more knowledgeable than me, where she can be on tether so the court's at least knows where she is and she's not drinking, and she can be in some sort of significant dual diagnosis program. That's really, really what we'd be asking for. I'm not asking you to be lenient whatsoever with her probation. Any false step and she's done. But I'm just asking you to give her that one chance.
So this is where I am with this. She's had plenty of opportunities to do probation. I'm not doing probation for her. I don't see that as a viable option because she's shown us time and time again what she will do with that. She has cut off her scram tether on not one, but 2 separate occasions. And I don't see a way around that. Unfortunately, trust someone when they show you the first time who they are. We didn't do that. We gave her another chance after that. And she did it again. So I've been sitting here as everyone talked to try to figure out, can I come up with something for her that gives her what she needs so that she doesn't do 5 years in prison. And I don't think that it's really going to fall on me anyway. I think that ultimately it's going to be Judge Conlon that's going to decide what he's going to do about her. And I think that the best I can do for her without subjecting this court or any other agency to another significant loss, because those tethers cost so much money, is to allow her to serve her time in jail and release her to a treatment program, which I'll do. And if the probation, and I'm not putting a GPS tether on her because I don't think it's going to matter. If she leaves that, she'll come back and she'll finish serving her time. If that's not significant enough for Judge Conlon to feel she shouldn't go to prison, then that's not significant enough. But that's the best I have for her, so that if she really is truly trying to get her treatment, this will be probably her one and only opportunity to do it if Judge Conlon goes along with it. And if he doesn't, and he sends her to prison, then that's between the two of them. But at this point, I'm not trying to put a tether on her because I don't think it's going to matter. She's shown us that she'll just cut it off and do what she wants to do anyway. I'm going to allow her to be released to an inpatient treatment program that provides dual diagnosis. So she's going to have a couple of hurdles. One is finding a program that does dual diagnosis, and two is seeing if Judge Conlon is willing to go along with that particular program. But I'm not going to have her on probation because she's shown that she has no real desire when she's out to do that. Everyone sitting in jail all of a sudden finds an opportunity for them to be a better person and is going to do better. Based on her behavior while she's out, I don't trust it, and I'm not going to agree to it. And hopefully she'll do what's right for herself and her family. If she doesn't, then she'll end up in prison for a much longer time than 5 to 10. So it is the sentence of this court that in case number 22S00158, she served 90 days in the Washington County Jail, credit for time served. In case number 22S, and the other thing I'm doing for her is this: I don't have to give her credit for time served, because in reality, she's on PR bond on at least 2 of these cases with me. That's the 24FB1104 and the 24FB1105. So I could technically give her 365 and just make her sit there for the entire time. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give her this opportunity, but this is the best I got for her. And if she says she's learned anything, I hope that she acts in that way and that she does what she's supposed to do. 22S00515, 365 days, Washington County Jail, credit for 114 days served. 24FB1105, 365 days, credit for 106 served. And 23FB1105, 365 days, credit for 102 served. In each of the cases in which she is going to do additional time, she can be released to an inpatient program.
Excuse me, Your Honor, you said the 365 days, I would have to do those and then go to the dual diagnosis?
No, I didn't, and I'm still saying, so please wait.
I'm sorry.
To be released to an inpatient program that provides a dual diagnosis for both mental health and substance use disorder. If defendant does not successfully complete that, she is to be returned to Washington County Jail and complete that sentence. So, ma'am, what you're going to need to do, and I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, is I'm going to schedule a time to see where you are, because I'm serious. You've been given so many opportunities, and every time you sit in front of one of us, you give us that same story about how you're going to change. That's how you end up being given an opportunity to be on scram and all of that, and you just don't do a thing. You just go back to doing the same thing you do every single time and show us over and over again that you don't mean it. So I'm going to schedule this for December 12th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Counselor, if she gets out and she's completed a program or she's in a program, you need to get me that documentation before that date.
Okay.
If I haven't heard from you and I haven't heard from her and she's out, I'm going to issue a bench warrant because I'll believe that she hasn't done what she's supposed to do. Because against my better judgment, I'm giving her this opportunity. It's not what you want, but it's the best I got. Okay?
We appreciate that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.